in the description below, so you can find everything down there. But the most important ingredient is the rice. You need to make sure the rice is cooked at least the night before, because fried rice is a lot easier to make, okay? Let's go! First, you want to make your pieces all like onions and any vegetables you need to cut. Prepare those first. So, you want to prepare your onions by dicing them. You want to dice them. Absolutely cut them into bits. Tori likes it when it's a bit larger than normally because Tori likes to taste the onion quite a bit. But it is up to you. Tori recommends having the size of the onion the same size as your bacon bit or the protein you put in. You don't have to put protein in. You can just have the vegetables and the onion and everything. Tori just likes extra protein and she had some bacon around, so she put some bacon in there. It's all up to you. It's all up to you. So first you want to cut your things and you want to realize that you need a strong, sharp knife. Get in your knife and cut it properly. Of course, once you're done with this, you can always add your extra stuff. You know, sometimes people put carrots in it and green beans, or they use like fresh garlic or ginger. You can do that. Tori doesn't. Tori has a pre-made pot of garlic. So you want to put your wok on high heat. You don't need oil for this because Tori has bacon, and the bacon like fat would cook the rest of it, as well as she's adding butter later on as well. So you don't really need to. You're gonna open your cans to get ready as the wok heats up. And once it heats up, you wanna add a good heaping of garlic onto your wok. And of course, it's gonna start to sizzle, and it smells so good. Smells delicious. But after that, you wanna put it all away and go let the garlic kind of brown a little bit. Let it cook for a little bit, and once it gets a bit brown or you get a bit more fragrant, you can add like raw items like the onion and bacon, because that takes a while to cook, okay? So for now, you wanna just like mix it all in for now. Mix it all in, and you'll be all good. You wanna fry it, just keep an eye on it. It takes about 5 minutes to like fully cook everything through, because obviously because of bacon, you gotta make sure it's cooked through. You wanna add your corn halfway through it's cooked, because you want Tori likes slightly like burnt corn in her fried rice, but it's really up to you again. Now Tori's gonna add the butter. Butter is kind of like an optional item. Tori just likes the creaminess and like the richness once you add stuff in like that. Of course, you can always experiment. You can just make your favorite fried rice as well if you want. But this is Tori's personal favorite for Omurice. This may look like a lot of like food and stuff. This is actually about 6-7 portions of Omurice. So you better like it, or you can just like reduce the amount that you need for each portion. Tori's gonna add maybe a couple of handfuls of edamame, because she doesn't have any peas and she likes having some green, tiny bit of green in her rice. But sometimes when you don't see any green, it looks a bit terrifying. So once you have it there, her edamame was frozen, so you want to add it in at some point just to make sure it's heated up. Now you add tomato paste. Omurice is one of Omurice's like main ingredients, because Omurice is like a ketchup based, the tomato based dish a lot of the time. You want to add your tomato paste, add some salt, you want to mix it in, you want to let the flavors get to know each other, and you want to make sure everything's combined, and you can kind of see if you need to add more. Tori added more later on. She added a bit more tomato paste, because you can tell from just the coloring of it, because you need to try to mix all of this in so it flavors the rice as well. Tori recommends you do this into different batches if you're making as big as Tori, unless you have a giant wok or like giant pan. Tori does not have a giant pan. She kind of didn't think about the rice part of this for now, but it's okay. Tori is skilled enough that she can just work with what she has. She can work with what she has. So you want to mix everything all together. Of course, you got your bowl. You got the giant pot of rice, and that's about 3 cups of rice. And that's really, that's all you really need, okay? You may not look that much, but once you add it into the other ingredients, it becomes a lot. It becomes absolutely a lot. And you want to add it all in. You want to mix it once you add it all in. Get every single bit, because there's no rice wasted in Tori's household. You want to chop it all up. Chop it all up, because you want to break the cold rice, okay? You want to break it. And let's say if you're using freshly made rice, it'll be much easier to break. But Tori still recommends leftover rice. But this process might be a bit arduous because you need to try to break it without anything spilling out like Tori's doing. But it's definitely worth the time, Tori thinks. You want to make sure that all the rice is has a tiny bit of that tomato paste and all that bacon juice in there as well. So you want to give it a good mix, give it a good chop. Of course, you can always add different flavors and stuff to it as well. You can add extra, katsu sauce and stuff. But once you're done, you want to take a small bowl because you want to portion things properly. Because you want to make sure that everything, like the omurice part, the omelette part, fits perfectly. So you want to fill a small bowl and you want to make that shape, okay? So Tori can put the plate on top and then flip. And you get the perfect shape of a rice bowl. Perfect shape. Absolutely perfect shape. But now, it's for the egg. So the egg, you want 3 eggs per omurice portion, okay? Pop. These eggs are from Tori's chicken, so they're very interesting eggs. Their yolks are massive. It's always great. So once you get your 3 eggs, you want to mix it. You want to aggressively mix it. Of course, you don't have to make sure you mix it completely because you are going to strain it afterwards. The straining really helps, but you want to mix it, add a tiny bit of salt. You can add anything else as well. Tori likes to add a bit of mirin. Tiny bit, maybe like a teaspoon of mirin. Because Tori likes the sweet flavor that goes with omurice. You can kind of add a tiny bit of milk as well if you really want to, but Tori just recommends a bit of salt and a bit of mirin if you have it. So, with the pan, you want to make sure that pan is covered in oil. Like a very thin layer of covering of oil. So you like the oil, you want to swirl it around, make sure all the surfaces are touched. And once that's done, you can kind of pour all the rest leftover back into your pot of frying oil. So, once you get all that out, you want to put your stove at a medium to high heat. You want the egg to cook at the bottom really quickly. It's gonna be quite quick, okay? Every time, so get ready to when you put your egg in, you're gonna have to get ready. Okay? For now, we're gonna strain our egg. We're gonna strain it and make sure all the egg is kind of just getting to know each other. But you want to strain them all through. As much as you can anyway. It won't at first be really quick, but as you get to the last bits, that's when you realize you get a lot of extra bits that you can't really use because it's very thick. But you can use it afterwards. You can Tori fry the leftover egg white yolk bit and put it back into her fried rice. So you make sure you don't waste anything. But just use your chopstick and just kind of strain it through if you can. Make sure you try and get as much as you want, or as much as you can. And you want to strain it. Okay, so you can put it on the bowl that you used earlier to make sure that everything's there. You want to check if the pan is ready. Once your little streak goes a bit white, it's cooking. That means it's ready. So you put your egg in and you start spinning. This is a really important part in a runny omurice. So you want to constantly stir it. You break the sides, you stir it. And this is really important, okay? Because you want that stirring action to cook as much as you can, but without cooking all of it. So now, look. You got the shape. You got a tiny bit of runniness. You can turn off the heat now because the residual heat will cook the rest of it. Make sure you can actually have your eggs in your country, because some countries you can't have the egg completely semi-cooked. You have to have it completely cooked. So sometimes just check your country first. So normally with with a tiny bit of a cut in the egg. But that's perfect. Look at that, it's covered. We're done with the omurice part. Look at that, it's all perfect runny. Now, it's the most important part. We're decorating. In many maid cafes, when you order omurice, the maid that's serving you will draw a little design on it. Tori always asks the funniest stuff. She always asks for like, can you draw Tori but sad? Like stuff like that. That's usually the most fun part with everything. You can ask your maid to draw anything as long as it's within reason, you know? Don't ask them weird stuff. But like, if you just ask them to draw whatever, they draw it to a really good skill. They are really skilled with it. Like Tori doesn't really do it that often because she doesn't really have omurice that often. So she's a bit shaky with it. That's why Tori couldn't do Gao properly because she forgot to like she forgot that she had to like try to fit 2 lines there. She couldn't. And you can tell Tori needed to start over with Tori because she was running out of ketchup. Quite sad. But Tori's doing it. She's gonna do it. She wants to be a maid because she's look at her outfit. It's a maid outfit. She's definitely gonna do it. So, what the maids do, they usually decorate it. And it's super cute. And it makes your visit back to the cafe so personalized. But look, it's ready. It's ready. It's so ready. But now, the most important part. We consume. Tori loves the egg, like the yolky, the runny egg part. It's so different to how she normally has it. And it's so nice. It's so milky.